So I'm sitting here about to film and look like this, because why not? Why wouldn't I look like this? And my little sister just got home from classes, and I have to go get her from outside looking like this. This is a test. How committed am I to my strange clothing aesthetic? Back so soon. I've been back and forth debating all day. I'm so happy with it that we're just gonna talk about it. Look at my new shirt. There's so many. They're everywhere. I'm so happy. I've never seen anything more punk rock than this. I bought this shirt in spite. I love them all. I love them all. I am the pug queen. To those who said I couldn't pull it off, I don't want to pull it off, I would have put it on. In my last video, I talked about the fact there is a man outside. I thought he wasn't wearing pants. He's just wearing khakis. We're fine. We're fine. In my last video, I mentioned that I was an extra in a movie recently, which is like really cool. It was really cool. Very small movie. There were 2 cameras, 1 microphone, and no lights. Everything was lit with natural lighting from the windows and the overhead lightings in the sanctuary that we were shooting in. And it was like loud and cramped, and I was very confused, and you know, at times they weren't very considerate to the extras, and I loved it, and I didn't want to leave. What I find interesting is, the longer I was there, the more I realized, not only did I never want to leave that environment, but also that I never wanted the camera pointed at me. Again, none of that's relevant, is it? Probably, but it's not. Moving on. What I really teased you with was a story that I had about meeting a guy on set, and I can hear the fan fictions now. Meeting a guy on set, we got ourselves into a bit of a pickle with being disruptive. just gonna lay the scene out for you here. So we're in this church. It's a small church. There's row of pews, and then there's an aisle, and then there's a row of pews. There's not a lot of places to go to escape people that are shooting lines over here. And the scene that they kept making us shoot over and over was like a meet and greet kind of thing, where everybody is in lines, and you know, they say, and background, and we all start like, hi, good morning. I don't know you. Hi, good morning. I don't want to talk to you. When's lunch? Just shaking all these people's hands down the line. Saga of meet and greets. We did the same, you know, 2, 3, 4 minute meet and greet shot for 3 hours. I meeted and greeted more than I have in my entire, you know, what is it, 15, 16 years of being in church for meet and greeting, but the good morning, how are you has to be silent. We have to completely mime the words and not actually say anything. So as we're doing all this handshaking, they are saying lines about 3 pews in front of me, and then over here to the right, my right. Is it still your right? Does the camera do the thing? I don't know. Over here. So I'm here and they're here. And in front of me is this guy in his 20s, and we're gonna call him Purple, because that's the color of the shirt he was wearing. That's how creative I am. A lovely shade of purple. So Purple had moved to sit in front of myself and my 2 other teenage girl friends that were all in this film class together, and we came as a class to be in this film. It was a really cool learning experience. I didn't ask for that, and turned around to face us in the pew as the camera people are setting up both the cameras, and you know, the boom mic lady is trying not to drop it on anyone's heads because her arms are like this big around. Listening to my friends and I talk to each other, and like laughing when somebody says something funny, and like looking, you know, interested when there's like a controversial, problematic topic going on, but he never says anything. This 20-year-old guy is just sitting there staring these teenage girls down and not saying a word. I would try to engage him in the conversation, like, oh yeah, so what do you think about that? And he's like, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's mute, which is fine. Maybe he's gonna kill us all, which, you know, I have a chemistry test next week, so that'd probably be fine too. I'm gonna be here a while. I'm gonna talk to this guy. I'm gonna see what this guy's doing. Mind you, I had inhaled an obscene amount of hairspray at this point, so not the best judgment. So I was like, I'm gonna talk to this guy that's been creeping me out for the last hour and a half. So any sound will completely destroy the shot of the people saying the really dramatic lines about life lessons over here. Really important what they're saying right here. And me and this guy back here, we just you know, this is when it starts to get bad. I go over to this guy. I don't know his name. And I go over there and I'm like, good morning. And then he says, good morning. And I say, how are you? How's the family? Then he says, oh, they're doing great. How's yours? And I say, oh, we're just trying to hold it together. You know how it is having 17 kids and all. I don't know why. It seemed funny. This is how, I'd probably say 95% of my friends, I introduce myself by just saying things that aren't necessarily weird or creepy, but just why? Why is that the first thing that comes into your mind when you try to meet someone for the first time? At this point, he's starting to chuckle a little bit. He had been really smiley and polite the whole time, but at this point, you can see he's starting to realize this might not have been the best idea. Back to our dramatic reenactment. So then he says, oh really? What age range are they? And me, being the comedian that I am, I look at him and I go, they're all between the ages of 4 and 4. Just 1 year. To which he just starts laughing. It's not at DEF CON 1 yet. We're not laughing disruptively. It's haha, okay, that's funny. Having a good old Sunday morning time. That's what we're aiming for. Somebody bring in the fried chicken. But I could tell one wrong move and this could easily go into disaster. So after my all between the ages of 4 and 4 comment, he's laughing and I'm kind of snickering, and then he looks at me with tears starting to well up in his eyes and he goes, what do you call that? And I lose it. I lost it. And when he could see that I lost it and his joke landed, he lost his mind. So I'm crying. I'm bent over so that the camera can't see me because I don't know if we're in frame or not. I'm hiding behind this pew, cry laughing. And then, as if it could get worse, I hear him make this inhuman snort. He snorts so loud that the people on the other end of the church over there jump. Because I'm looking under the pew so that I could see the people doing their lines. And I see the people on the other side of the pew, Armageddon. It was the worst noise that he could have possibly made. And somehow no one noticed. What I gathered from asking friends and things, everyone assumed it was a sneeze. There is film where you can probably hear me trying not to be sick. I'm laughing so hard. After that, we started doing another meet and greet, and I turn around and look at Purple, and I'm like, and he goes, we can't talk anymore, and then just laugh. Do you want to know why it was really that funny? Flashback again, okay? Funny enough as it is on its own. Flashback 4 hours earlier. I'm sitting in this pew. We have to be quiet. And being the person that I am, being the kind of brain that I possess, I sit there and I look at my friends in the eyes and I say, do you remember that one scene in Ratatouille where, the main character gets a little tipsy and he says, why would you name a food Ratatouille? It sounds like rat-patootie. I just keep saying rat-patootie. Just funniest. I thought that was the funniest thing. And then, fast forward 3 hours now, when that guy looks at me and he says, what do they even call that? We make eye contact and we both know that we're both thinking rat-patootie. If you or someone that you know ever has 17 children within a year, and science is looking for the answer as to what we can classify this miracle of life as, you look at Stephen Hawking and you say, rat-patootie. So I guess the only thing I can advise you to do with this information is to stay salty, just like the film crew will be when they watch back the footage of me wrecking their sentimental moment. Oh, rat-patootie.